Thank you, Rexy. Come here. Come here. Good boy. Good boy. Well, welcome to Living Room Worship. That was that's us listening to it. We thought we'd started off with probably the best singer you'll hear tonight on here. So that was my dog Rex, and one of these nights we're going to start on a piano, and you will get to hear even more of Rex because he really likes singing with the piano. Well, very glad. Ooh, the giant hand. This is the giant hand of Living Room Worship. Hello. We're very glad to have you with us tonight. Welcome to my living room. Our special guest tonight back here is Darth Vader's head, so we're very glad to have him with us. Traveling gnomes were last week. And tonight, well, I'm pretty excited about this, you guys. This is old youth group songs night. I went through and kind of mined some songs from 20 years of doing youth ministry. And what I realized tonight is that I'll probably have to break this up into part 1 and 2. So these ones go back quite a ways to the early days of youth ministry that I've been involved with at Richland Lutheran. And so we'll probably have a part 2 which covers like the last 10 years. Okay, just so y'all know, well, I'll get to that. It's a little surprise for some of the old youth groupers who hopefully are checking in here. Before we get it, excuse me, chimichangas, homemade, delicious, by the way. Before we jump into our worship time tonight, and let me just say, we're going to be doing some songs that are some older songs. Some of these, most of these you'll probably recognize. There'll probably be a few that you've never done before, except for those kids who were in the youth group during those years. But I'm just hoping this is a relaxing time that we can just enjoy worshiping God together. Some of these songs I'm going to abbreviate just because I'm trying to get a bunch of them in tonight. But I hope you can just relax and enjoy this from wherever you may be, whether it's at your own living room or in your car, on your phone, however that is. I'm doing this just because I love to sing, and I love being together with all of you on this as well. Even Shane Benjamin, who, as we all know, is the great mocker of me.
Say hi to Karen Philippi.
Oh, hi, Karen Philippi. Hey, great to have you with us.
Aunt Carol.
And my Aunt Carol?
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Carol, you just keep your mouth shut tonight. So, before we jump in, this week's contest. So, as I've been doing, I will play 4 intros to songs that I enjoy. And the first person that can name the artist and the song, all 4 of them, will get a prize from me. Now, there was some confusion last week. No, you don't have to wait to submit your answers to the very end, not by any means. However, if you're going to submit answers, you got to submit 4 answers. So, and you can submit as many times as you want. So here's the first song. And I'm just going to give you I'm going to give a little bit longer introduction this week. So maybe this will help. I don't know. And I think this is an easy one. And they're not all Christian artists. Here we go. First song. Song number 1. Song number 2. Oh, if anyone gets this, bravo. I never said these would be easy. You guys ready for this one? Go. If anyone gets that one, I'm going to be pretty impressed. Same with this one. This is one of my favorites. Number 3. I'll give you a little hint with that one. The title of the song definitely fits in with a lot of the theme of what we'll talk about tonight. And here's the last one. Again, I'm not so sure many of you will get this, but you never know. Aunt Carol wants to know who was wagging his tail, Corey or Rex. Oh, Aunt Carol. Here it goes, number 4. Go. So there's your contest for this week. 4 songs, 4 artists, 4 titles. You get them all right, you win a prize. No one, by the way, has gotten all 4 of them right in any week so far, so you could be the first if you can nail these. And they cover a wide range of musicians and time periods and everything else. So let's get into our night tonight, our old youth group songs night. So as I mentioned, I came to begin full-time ministry at RLC in January of 1998. Wow, that's a long time ago. And I slowly began introducing music to the group. I never thought of myself as a worship leader. I was really, really nervous to sing in public. Really nervous to even play. I wasn't very good. I don't know if much has changed. And so we started doing music with the youth group. And a lot of the songs I'd picked up from working at Camp Gormley, and as in the first few years, we came up with the Beach Trip, which is kind of what fostered a lot of our music, and we came up with what we call, and all the old youth groupers will know this name, the Musk Book. And I'll explain that in just a minute, but we're going to start off by singing a song. This is one that I bet most of you know. I think in many ways this was kind of one of the worship songs of the 90s. I'm pretty sure you'll recognize it. It's called Shout to the Lord. My Jesus, my Savior, Lord, there is none like you. In all of my days, I want to praise the wonders of your mighty that's a good song. Yeah. So I mentioned that we put together this thing called the Musk Book. Now, believe it or not, this is the original Musk Book that I made. I don't have a year. Jenny Page. The title of the first one is wrong. I know it. Oh, okay, you know what? Baby Shark? No.
But see who sung it.
Larry Daniels. Okay, I'll accept that. Third one, Third Day, Consuming Fire. Nope. Although that's a great song. And of course, Mini Sirloin Burgers. No. So this is the original Musk Book. Now, you might be wondering, why do we call this Musk Book? Well, I was frantically trying to put this together for a beach trip, and as you see, I had M-U-S-I-C, but the I and the C kind of stuck together a little bit. And so when I handed these out to the kids, they all looked at it and said, why does this say Musk? What do you mean by Musk Book? And I was like, it's not a Musk Book, it says music. I said, no, that kind of looks like Musk. So they forever became known as Musk Books. Now, this was fun for me. Today I went and I found copies of all the iterations, I believe, of the Musk Book. So this is the original. It had a handful of songs in there. Then we went to a binder. This might have actually been the third, I'm not sure, but this was a bigger version of what officially became known as Musk Book. Then I believe we used this little book, Musk Book. And by the way, just for all you former youth groupers and just current congregational members, I'm using all of our original books for this, which don't have any music in them. They're only lyrics because I used to be able to remember stuff. And so if I mess up a lot, it's because I don't have the music. So, but it's no different than when I played these with you guys. So we had this one, which I'm using a lot tonight. That eventually became this Musk Book, which is was a lovely book. I think Bob Thompson put these together, and like to thank Bob for putting in here at the end, Happy Little Ear Productions, because I have unusually small ears. Thank you, Bob. And now that I've said that, everybody knows.
They are little.
Yep. Then that finally became this book, which a lot of the kids will recognize, especially for the last 10 years or so. The Musk Book. And the last iteration I had in youth ministry was Musk Unplugged, which actually has a lot of songs that we currently do at church. So, with that being said, let's do another song, another classic from this time period. Hopefully you guys will all recognize this. This is a song that was very popular amongst our kids called I Can Sing of Your Love Forever.
Over the mountains and the sea, your river runs with love for me, and I will open up my heart and let the healer set me free. I'm happy to be in the truth, and I will daily lift my hand, for I will always sing of when your love came down. I will sing of your love forever. I can sing of your love forever. Love forever. I can sing of your love forever.
Let's do it again.
Over the mountains and the sea, your river runs with love for me, and I will open up my heart and let the healer set me free. I'm happy to be in the truth, and I will daily lift my hand, for I will always sing of when your love came down. I can sing of your love forever. I can sing of your love forever. I can sing of your love forever. I can sing of your love forever.
some of these songs, the last time I sang them, I had color in my beard. So, when I started doing youth ministry, I got off to a very rough start. I started in January, and I thought I would plan this big event for the high school kids in February. And I had just spent hours putting this thing together. It was called a 30-hour famine. And I was so excited because I had like 8 kids signed up. And there was only about 4 kids who were regularly coming. And so I was so excited. I had everything ready. And then the night before, every kid called me to tell me they were going to a birthday party instead. Womp, womp, womp. That was kind of a rough way to start. But then, as time went on, started meeting with the kids, meeting with the families. We started doing lock-ins, and then we started the confirmation retreat ministry, which, boy, a whole lot of kids went through, and that was fantastic. And then we started beach trips, and then a few years later added in our mission trips. And as I mentioned, the beach trips, maybe more than anything else, those in the retreats really helped form the Musk book. And on the beach trips, there was a certain song called Ocean, not Oceans, that we do at church. Lyric. Hey, Lyric man, you are doing fantastic. Love you, little man. There was a song called Ocean, and I always was very reluctant to do it. And I'm not going to do it tonight either because I don't really like the song very much. So I'm sorry, Susie and Dave. I know you guys like it. But I'm not going to do it. So, that's a really terrible way to intro into another song. But the next song we're doing, this one, I remember when I first started doing this song, I thought I was really cool because I could play it fast. And that was before we discovered Rend Collective and I Am They, which go a lot faster. But this is a song our kids love to do. And just so you guys know, I'm not doing Pharaoh. I'm not doing Children Go Where I Send Thee. I'm not doing Hippopotamus. But when we do our summer camp night, I will bring out all those songs. That's a great night to have, if you have little kids, to have them come and watch and join along. We'll make sure we have all the words and everything for you. So, but this song, honey, do you have something to tell me before I jump into our next song here? My production manager. Kelly remembers all the girls singing loudly and the boys lip syncing.
Or mumbling.
Yeah, that's about right. Probably not a whole lot has changed. Okay, so this song is simply called The Happy Song.
Oh, I could sing unending songs of how you saved my soul. Well, I could dance 1,000 miles because of your great love. My heart is bursting, Lord, to tell of all you've done, of how you've changed my life and wiped away the past. And I want to shout it out from every rooftop, sing, for now I know that God is for me, not against me. And I could sing unending songs, how you saved my soul. Well, I could dance 1,000 miles because of your great love. Everybody's singing now. Why? 'Cause we're so happy. Everybody's dancing now. Why? 'Cause we're so happy. If only we could see his face, see him smiling over us, unseen angels celebrate. Joy is in this place. Oh, I could sing unending songs, how you saved my soul. Well, I could dance 1,000 miles because of your great love.
Oh, yeah! Thanks, Corey. Good job. Lyric. Oh, that's awesome. Lisa wants Ocean. Nope. I'll do Oceans. but I'm not doing ocean. No. Okay. So we did years and years and years of confirmation retreats. And the way we did it was for 6th through 8th grade 3 times a year. In the fall, kind of midwinter, and then in the spring. And I've got more memories from those things than we would ever have time for. Same way with beach trips. But I'll share you one memory that I have. To this day, I still laugh at it, and I hope that maybe one of these girls is watching. But we had an associate pastor named Steve Schumacher, and his daughter Elise was on our trip, and she had sprained her ankle or had a knee injury or something, but she was on crutches the whole weekend. Well, crutches around a camp stink. That's really hard to do. Well, we had planned to do a campfire up on top of this pretty tall hill outside a camp called Vespers. And I knew that there was absolutely no way she was going to make it up that hill with these crutches. So I threw her on my back. Okay, I didn't throw her on my back. I couldn't throw her on my back. Anyway, she climbed up on my back, and I'm huffing and puffing up this hill. And Elena Saldana, who I hope is really watching this, is running along next to me going, because there's a cross up on top of the hill, going, "Keep your eyes on Jesus. Just run to the cross, Corey. Run to the cross." I made it, but boy, I was breathing really hard. Debbie Stankovich is watching. Creepy. Huh. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Carrie McCartney, live from New York? That's cool! Carrie, I'm sure you remember some of these songs. That's awesome. So, anyways, lots of great memories from those confirmation retreats. The next song we're going to do is one that a lot of you may not know. Our youth group kids would probably remember some of this. Well, hopefully they would remember these songs. This is an old Petra song. And man, I always love doing this song. It's fun to play on guitar. It's called "The King of Glory Shall Come In."
Believe I return with the ark of the Lord, the presence and strength of the God they adore. The temple was shut with the gatekeepers near. The priests would sing out till their nation could hear. Be lifted up, everlasting chorus. The King of Glory shall come in. Who is this King of Glory? The Lord strong and mighty. Open you gates to the Lord of hosts. Who is this King of Glory? The Lord mighty in battle. The King of Glory shall come in. The King of Glory shall come in. Who can ascend to the hill of the Lord? Those with clean hands and an innocent heart. Who can be found in his holy place? Those who are humble and seek his face. Be lifted up, everlasting chorus. The King of Glory shall come in. Who is this King of Glory? The Lord strong and mighty. Open you gates to the Lord of
That's fun. Hi, Drew Snyder. Nice. Elena, you're watching. That's so cool. Elena, I was just talking about you today to somebody, and I think it was pretty moving on the inside. So, did many years. I think I'm not totally sure. Maybe Jenny or some Ben or someone could help me out here. I think we did 16 or 17 annual beach trips, and those were some of the best weeks of my life. I so loved doing the beach trips. And there's another thing where I've got so many stories to tell you, and but I'm not going to tell you all of them. Christina, nice. Christina, nice. Wow, that's cool. I wish I could see all of you. One of my favorite stories, though, about one of our beach trips is we used to go to this church, this Lutheran church there in Seaside, to do our evening worship. And we decided one night that we were going to go directly from our evening worship, it's already making me laugh, to the movies. And so we all loaded into the van and cars and locked up the church and went to the movies. And we all went in and sat down, and I remember I was holding an extra ticket. And I thought, whose ticket is this? How did someone get in without their ticket? And so it's before the movie, so I started asking around. I said, you guys, why do I have an extra ticket? They said, because Johnny's not here. This is like youth leaders' worst nightmare, that you've left a kid somewhere. Now, thankfully, we weren't actually sure where Johnny was. So one of our leaders, might have been John, drove back along the route back to the church. And what we discovered was that Johnny was in the bathroom, and we all left. And when we locked the church, he was stuck there. That's not one of my shining moments. But I tell you, I've had so many great memories from the beach trip, and boy, those were a lot of fun. So the next song that we're going to do is one that I can almost guarantee every single person who's watching this has heard and knows. This is another one of those songs that I think was one of the worship songs of the 90s. And I bet you'll all know it. Elena, Leah will call her Gimpy, is finally walking. That's good. Elena was bit by a rattlesnake. And that, if you know Elena, that just doesn't even surprise you.
Not at all surprised.
Nope. So this is a very, very classic praise song called Lord, I Lift Your Name on High.
I lift your name on high. Lord, I love to sing your praises. I'm so glad you're in my life. I'm so glad you came to save us. You came from heaven to earth to show the way, from the earth to the cross. My debt to pay, from the cross to the grave, from the grave to the sky. Lord, I lift your name on high.
Hi, Katie. Let's do that one again.
Lord, I lift your name on high.
You can do the hand motions too.
Lord, I love to sing your praises. I'm so glad you're in my life. I'm so glad you came to save us. You came from heaven to earth to show the way, from the earth to the cross. My debt to pay, from the cross to the grave, from the grave to the sky. Lord, I lift your name on high. Lord, I lift your name on high. Lord, I lift your name on high.
Ah, that's a classic. That is just a classic. All right. So let me share with you another great memory. Kieran Cartney. Wow, I have missed this. Well, that's why I'm doing this tonight. I got to tell you guys, going through these old Musk books, there's songs I don't remember at all. I know we did them. I don't remember how they go. But I was just giggling going through these songs because some of these I haven't played in years, so this is a lot of fun. So one of the things that strangely grew out of all these years on the beach trip is the last night we would go down to the beach, have a bonfire, and do s'mores and all that. Well, we started doing this thing called the sumo circle, which is weirdly titled because sumo had nothing to do with it. It just became kind of a time for kids wrestling. And they would challenge each other, like we had sisters wrestle and brothers wrestle and friends, and it was all in good fun. Well, one night, and I'm not going to name his name because I'm not totally sure I remember it, but we had a kid who was kind of getting a little cocky, kind of acting a little tough. And so he challenges John Page. John, I'm sorry I didn't tell you I was going to tell this story, but I have to because it's just so funny. He challenges John. John used to be a wrestler, and this kid didn't know that. And what I witnessed was beautiful. As I saw John really take that kid and faceplant him into the sand a couple times. Humility is an interesting thing. And that kid got a big mouthful of it that night. And so I want to thank you, John Page, just for giving me that fantastic memory. Okay. It was a big mistake, by the way, to mess with John Page. Lots of laughing. Well, there was a lot of laughing that night, too. This next one is one that our kids used to request quite a bit. I don't know that we've ever done this one or ever did this one at church in the worship service, but I know we did this one quite a bit with the youth group. And it's called Battle Belongs to the Lord.
In heavenly armor we'll enter the land. The battle belongs to the Lord. No weapon that's fashioned against us will stand. The battle belongs to the Lord. We sing glory, honor, power and strength to the Lord. We sing glory, honor, power and strength to the Lord. The power of darkness comes in like a flood. The battle belongs to the Lord. Raise up a standard, the power of His blood. The battle belongs to the Lord. Hard, do not fear. The battle belongs to the Lord. Take courage, my friend, your redemption is near. The battle belongs to the Lord. We sing glory, honor, power and strength to the Lord. We sing glory, honor, power and strength to the Lord.
Oh, yes. You put Rex to sleep. Oh, good grief. Here. You don't believe me. Not even affected. Oh, he lives. Wow. Hey, Rex. I do love my dog. Oh, oops, I got it. Okay. So, every so often you come across a song that just seems to have incredible staying power. This next song was one that I learned while I was working at Camp Gormley. And in fact, we used to, when I would get together with guys who had worked at camp for the summer doing music, we would always kind of laugh about this song because it always came up. It was always the tearjerker song at the end of the camp. It's a great song. And in fact, it kind of became a theme song for our confirmation classes for many years. In fact, we would often sing this at the confirmation service itself. And I hope Jenny was able to find the right lyrics to this song, because I think there's like 14 different songs by the title Forever. You old youth groupers, I know you guys know this song. And it's been a long time since I've played it, so.
The nails in your hands, the nails in your feet, it shows me how much you love me. The thorns in your brow, they just tell me how you bore so much pain to love me. And when the heavens pass away, and all your scars will still remain, and forever they will say just how much you love me. So I just want to say, forever my love, forever my heart, forever my life is yours. Forever my love, forever my heart, forever my life is yours, is yours.
Said
The nails in your hands, the nails in your feet, it shows me how much you love me. The thorns in your brow, they just tell me how you bore so much pain to love me. And when the heavens pass away, and all your scars will still remain, and forever they will say just how much you love me. So I just want to say, forever my love, forever my heart, forever my life is yours. Forever my love, forever my heart, forever my life is yours, is yours.
Oh boy, that brings back a flood of memories. Wow. There's another song I debated on whether to do it tonight, because it's a song we actually still do at church. CP, nope. I got I kind of figured. Yeah. Well, those old youth groupers, I think they would probably remember that song pretty well. But I do want to give a shout out. I don't think we're going to have time to play it tonight, but when we went to do our first mission trip to Lodgegrass, I'll never forget this. Casey Vernon came to me and said, "Hey, there's this new song I want you to learn for the mission trip." And I was like, "No, I'm so slow at learning songs." No, you got to learn this one. You got to learn this one. And it was a song, "Blessed Be Your Name." And I have just incredibly fond memories of that song. So Casey, first of all, thank you for recommending that one. Not only was it a fun song to do on that trip, but my son Matthew, who was, 2 years old at the time, that was like his favorite song. And he would sit in the back seat of the van, just be singing that song. And oh, it was fantastic.
I can still hear his voice.
Yeah. Yeah, I wish he would still sing like that. Not with that high of a voice. That would be weird for a almost 17-year-old. Almost 17. How?
In 2 weeks. Ish. Yeah.
How dare you?
I'm sorry.
Oh. So, the next song we're going to be doing here, we're going to step out of our little blue book and head into our... I just think this was made in June 2007 in preparation for our beach trip. And we're simply going to sing this song because, well, Jenny Page requested it. And requested it often. And this whole time she's been saying 102, 102, and I thought it was that song Ocean that I will not do. And I forgot that it was this other song, which is a really great song. I couldn't actually remember it. But I think now I've remembered how to do this song today after running through it a few times. So Jenny, this is in response to your request for song number 102.
You have my heart, and I am yours forever. You are my strength, God of grace and power.
This is Unfailing Love.
Everything you hold in your hand, still you make time for me. I can't understand. I praise you, God of earth and sky. How beautiful is your unfailing love, unfailing love. And you never change, God, you remain Holy One. My unfailing love, unfailing love. You are my rock, the one I hold on to. You are my song, and I sing for you. And everything you hold in your hand, still you make time for me. I can't understand. Praise you, God of earth and sky. How beautiful is your unfailing love, unfailing love. And you never change, God, you remain the Holy One. My unfailing love, unfailing love.
Yeah, of course, again.
Praise you, God of earth and sky. How beautiful is your unfailing love, unfailing love. And you never change, God, you remain the Holy One. My unfailing love, unfailing love, unfailing love, unfailing love.
Love you, Jenny. She's super happy. She knew she would wear you down eventually. Well, once I realized it was an ocean, that helped. Okay, let me get back to what I've...
Stupid human tricks. That'd be funny.
Oh my goodness. Tell you what, that's one of the great things that came out of these beach trips were stupid human tricks. And everyone had to do something, and I tell you, I saw some of the most amazing and disgusting and disturbing things you could ever possibly imagine. I remember Paul Armatis taking his shirt off, getting down on all fours, and crushing a soda can between his shoulder blades. Ruthie eyes me.
She's watching.
Well, she's watching you. Oh, okay. Well, hi, Ruthie. I'm really glad you're here. I have very good memories with Ruthie on these trips, too. She's such a wonderful woman. But these stupid human tricks, sometimes they were songs. I saw Kira Westland tied both her shoes at the same time with one hand on each thing. It was ridiculous. I also saw, and this, I have to share this because this was so painful. One of our kids was going to break a pencil over his forehead. And I'm not sure who it was. If it was the Page Boys, wouldn't put it past him. Or it could have been Josh Meyer. 'Cause he was very capable too. Convinced him instead to do take all the pencils out of the box and do them all at the same time. So this kid grabs these pencils, and I mean, he's all, "Argh!" And this is a pretty big, strong kid. I think it was Kurt Reuter, I believe. And he is growling, grunting, and he goes, bam! Nothing. Not even one pencil breaks. He's kind of dazed. Bam! Nothing. I think by the time he was revving up there for number 3, we pulled the plug on it and said, no. No, that's not a good idea, Kurt. Okay.
They were debating if it was Kurt or if it's Tyler.
No, I believe it was Kurt. Yeah.
And
Okay.
Kurt Imhoff told him to do it according
Oh, I should have known that was Kurt Imhoff. I forgot about Kurt. Yeah, that's definitely a Kurt Imhoff thing. So before we head into our last song, have we had anybody come in with all 4 of the songs yet?
Nobody's tried. Just Jenny. Although, Susie also got number 1.
Okay, so I guess the problem here is I fooled you on most of them, because I got a great prize coming for whoever gets this.
It's not dog poop. Just saying.
Okay, it's not dog poop. That wasn't on my list, but okay. So here are the songs. Song number 1.
Lazy summer afternoon, screened in porch and nothing to do. Just kick off my tennis shoes.
Deep Enough to Dream by Chris Rice.
They got that one.
I figured that would be the easy one. Did anybody get number 2? Okay, number 2. See if you recognize it by, I'll start singing the opening part to it.
We're content to pitch our tent when the glory's evident. Seldom do we know the glory came and went.
I'll jump to the chorus.
There's a higher place to go beyond belief, beyond belief.
Beyond Belief by Petra. Yeah! Great album. Oh, man, that was a great album. Okay, so the third song. Oh, I knew this was going to be tough. Did anybody get the third song? No one.
We spotted the ocean ahead of the trail. Where are we going? So far away.
It's called
Rock on the ocean.
by Toad the Wet Sprocket. That's taking you back a little ways, huh? And the fourth song. Anybody get the fourth song? Okay, I knew this was going to be the tough one. I knew they were all going to be tough. I promise next week it'll be a little easier. I might even give a few more clues. This one.
Here's to the ones that we got. Here's cheers to the
Something, I don't remember. It's a song called Memories by Maroon 5. It is the only time you'll ever hear me play Maroon 5. It's a cool song. So, and that's a new song too. So, anyways, so those are the 4. Sorry nobody got it, but there's always next week. Okay, our last song tonight. Before we jump into this last one, I want to say I really loved doing youth ministry. I cherish those years that I was able to do that. It kept me very active in playing music. It taught me a lot about playing music, taught me a lot about leadership and life, and I love working with teenagers. It's kind of fun because now I've done many of their weddings and baptisms, and I'm thankful that their parents trusted me enough to let me be a part of their kids' lives, and those are all memories that I will absolutely cherish and are very important to me. And the reality is this music, these songs, that was a big part of our time together. And I don't miss doing Children Go Where I Send Thee. I will never enjoy that song ever again. And so, as I said, I am planning on doing Youth Group Songs Part 2, which will be more for modern stuff. But this last song is one. It wasn't one that we necessarily did a ton. It's a song that I really like that we're probably going to start doing at worship services again. And the reason I love this song is because I just have this memory of that last night on the beach trips, being down by the fire, and getting out my little travel guitar, and just really loving to rock out on this song. Because I think the chorus is just so fantastic. Elena says, I want you to hit a falsetto like Adam. No, you don't. Oh, no. I'm getting old and I can't hit that like I used to. No, I'm not going to try it.
Come on.
I couldn't even remember the words to that song.
Hey.
Cheers to the... What is it? Oh, why am I wasting our time? Okay, let's get to this final song. This is a song by the Newsboys, and it's just a fantastic song called He Reigns. And I could butcher this. I'm sorry if I do. It's got a little bit of a weird syncopated melody. I'll try it.
It's a song of the redeemed, rising from the African plain. It's a song of the forgiven, drowning out the Amazon rain. A song of Asian believers, filled with God's holy fire.
Okay, I'm sorry. My wife is distracting me. What? Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. Let's take it from the Song of Asian Believers.
Song of Asian believers, filled with God's holy fire. It's every tribe, every tongue, every nation, love song born of a grateful choir. It's all God's children singing glory, glory, hallelujah, He reigns, He reigns. It's all God's children singing glory, glory, hallelujah, He reigns, He reigns. Let it rise about the four winds, caught up in the heavenly sound. Let praises echo from the towers of cathedrals, the faithful gathered underground. All the songs sung from the dawn of creation, some were meant to persist. Of all the bells rung from 1,000 steeples, none ring truer than this. It's all God's children singing glory, glory, hallelujah, He reigns, He reigns. It's all God's children singing glory, glory, hallelujah, He reigns, He reigns. And all the powers of darkness tremble at what they've just heard. 'Cause all the powers of darkness can't drown out a single word. When all God's children sing out glory, glory, hallelujah, He reigns, He reigns. When all God's children sing out glory, glory, hallelujah, He reigns, He reigns. And all God's people singing glory, glory, hallelujah, He reigns, He reigns. And all God's people singing glory, glory, hallelujah, He reigns, He reigns.
All right. At this point, usually at a youth group night, I'd say, okay, next number. And someone would call out 62, which I believe is Ocean, which I will not do. So, thanks for joining me on this kind of worship night of down memory lane. You know, you you kind of forget sometimes just how good some of these old songs are, and this has been a lot of fun going back through these, and I hope it's given you a time, whether you're by yourself or with your family or friends, to enjoy just some kind of casual worship. I mean, God loves this. God loves to hear us sing to Him. Even if we don't sound right or play the wrong chords or hit the wrong strings, God loves it. He loves this. This time for us just to praise Him and to love Him, and so we can do that wherever we are. So thank you for joining me tonight. Encore.
They want an encore. They want another one.
Okay. I don't know. We're almost at an hour again, and I promised I would not go over an hour.
Yeah, they're demanding it. So.
Okay.
And it's Shane mostly.
Oh.
Okay. It's not just Shane.
Okay. Okay, you're not gonna have lyrics for it, but it's super easy.
Every move I make, I'm making you. You make me move, Jesus. Every breath I take, I breathe in you. Whoop, whoop. Every step I take in you. You are my way, Jesus. Every breath I take, I breathe in you. La 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 la.
Easiest part.
La 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 la. Waves of mercy, waves of grace. Everywhere I look, I see your face. Your love has captured me. Oh my God, this love, how can it be?
Let's finish with some la-las.
La 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 la. Waves of mercy, waves of grace. Everywhere I look, I see your face. Your love has captured me. Oh my God, this love, how can it be?
All right, with that, I bid you all a great evening, and we will see you hopefully on Sunday worship, 10 a.m., the live stream, or it's on KView. We'll see you again next Thursday night. And make sure you check out the Facebook family chats on Mondays at 2 p.m. and Thursdays at 2 p.m. on Facebook Live. So with that, I bid you all farewell and a good evening.